In episode 516 of the Clive Barker Podcast, Ryan and Jose get into some late-breaking Hellraiser Revival news and tell you about how you can help our friend Carmel and how you can contribute to a Barker-related project. This is the Clive Barker Podcast, where longtime fans Ryan and Jose interview guests, bring you the news, and take deep dives into Barker-related stuff. This episode is sponsored by Don Bertram's Celebrate Imagination. Don Bertram is a longtime friend of Clive and advocate of his art, but Don's unique and inspiring paintings are for sale, and over 50% of the proceeds go to the Arts and Medicine program at the Texas Children's Cancer Center. There's even a paver in Washington, D.C. representing Celebrate Imagination. We're thrilled that this worthy cause is sponsoring our podcast again this year, and we hope that you'll consider looking over his Pinterest page and commissioning a painting of your own. For commissions, Don requires no money down, and there will be no obligation on your part. You can also head over to the Etsy shop to buy one of his books, like A Chimney Sweep's Tale, Celebrate Imagination, or The Imaginaries. Follow the link in the show notes, or click on the side banner, and let's see what's new with Don Bertram today. Check out Don Bertram's most recent paintings, Self-Acceptance, Fireflies, and The Waiting Room 2. Let's welcome our other sponsor, Ed Martinez, and his YouTube channel. Lots of great special effects videos and Barker-related content. What's the latest from Ed? We have a new sponsor. It's the Now Playing Podcast. Arnie, Stuart, Justin, Marjorie, and Brock host a long-running movie review podcast and have a comprehensive blog with book reviews. Check out this one on The Hellbound Heart. They've even written a book on underrated movies. They started in 2007, but the podcast really took off when they began doing movie retrospective series in 2009, like when they did Friday the 13th or all the Stephen King movies. They've even covered Clive Barker movies in some Patreon exclusive episodes. Please check out the Now Playing Podcast, and if you love it like we do, you might want to help out their donation drive. Here's their most recent stuff. Some recent movies they've covered are Wicked Part 1, The Running Man, and Oz the Great and Powerful. Welcome to episode 516 of the Clive Barker Podcast. Today we're doing a news episode.
Hey Ryan, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm alright, actually. I've been trying to do work and jury duty at the same time, and so that's been really kind of killing me for my time and stuff. But
oh yeah, I apologize for my voice and my lack of energy, but some of you who are friends with me on Facebook might have noticed I got COVID, and I also have complication of bronchitis. So we're just doing a quick video today. Yeah, I know. I was just telling Sarah the other day, hey, have you noticed how COVID kind of went away? I guess I shouldn't have said that because it really bit me in the butt. I started a new job, and I must have gotten exposed to someone there who had this virus. On Sunday of last week, I started getting, I woke up and I had like a sore throat. I was like, try to will myself to not get sick, and went to work. But work was just terrible on Sunday. And then I got home, and I was just laying in bed, spasming in pain. Got my temperature measured, and I had like over 100 degrees, and it was like,
man, that's
Monday
awful.
morning. Monday morning I tested myself with a at-home test, and I was like, it's COVID.
Jeez, yeah. Your work was understanding about you having to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had to go to an urgent care and get a doctor's note on Thursday. The place where I work, it's Friday through Sunday, and then I get Monday through Thursday free, which I can use to do other stuff. And I still get paid as much as a whole week of work because there are long shifts. Yeah, so you guys got to bear with me because I might sound a little groggy. I might sound a little slow, but I'm here because I wanted to talk to my buddy Ryan.
Well, in our new schedule, we typically now, because of this job, we record, we've done it once, but we record Wednesday night and then post on Sunday like we always do. But this time you really just weren't up to recording on Sunday, and we're putting off our Enter the Dragon episode that we've been talking about. So we'll be making that recording Wednesday of next week. And,
And some
news popped up, and we thought this really couldn't wait anyway. And
that's right. Really exciting stuff.
That. Yeah. So, but first of all, just a couple of things I want to bring up for the Kickstarter. Bennett and Nathan, we want you to send us your address still, please. Mm-hmm. I'm wanting to kind of put a pin on the Kickstarter stuff. Now is our time to kind of get through our planning for next year and stuff like that. So now we're using the money to put these episodes together. So another update that I have is that I've been getting calls from our web host that there's more problems with the web, not specifically our website, I think, but other ones that are sharing the same, hosting plan. So Duels of Blood, RyanDanhauser.com are both full of malware and viruses. And so they told me, since I didn't pay for a plan for those domains, I only paid for the security plan for the other one, that I should just delete those websites. And so I went in to the FTP part of it and looked at deleting those. And I'm just a little nervous looking at them, like which folders, because I don't want to accidentally delete a folder that has stuff for our website. So I'm probably going to need to call them and do that. But also, if there's any Duels of Blood stuff that we might want to just, put on our main website, I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah. Or is it just too late and we just have to burn that website to the ground?
It's one of those things that I'm not an expert on any of that stuff, so it's kind of hard to know. But I think the Duels of Blood kind of ran its course. We should probably just copy what we had for each bracket and who won, and then just put that on our blog post or something.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that might be. We could just call it Duels of Blood or Remembrance or something like that, and just have That's a good idea. If right. I don't know if I can even get that website to load to be able to see that. But actually, we do have blog posts where we do have those. So if we can find all the blog posts that have the final results, that would work.
We should probably just copy those.
One last thing, I'm looking at how cool the Hellraiser Discord was. Kind of got me thinking about how, with us working full time and just the two of us, we've had bigger teams in the past, but it would be nice to have somebody on our team that could handle, do all the Discord chat bots and share our posts and do some more interesting stuff that we're kind of limited. Like, I spend my weekends editing this podcast and posting it, and then by the time I get to sharing it, I'm like, I want to do something else now. Because then I got to go to work on Monday. And so it would be nice if there's anybody out there that has an interest and expertise in in social media kind of stuff. We'd be happy to have you join us.
Get in touch with us. So there is some exciting news from the Reef, right? There's another book coming out that's going to be a tribute to Clive Barker. And I think, where did you hear about this from?
Oh, Del Howison shared it on his Facebook page. He said his story that we talked about when we interviewed him, The Tingler, is going to be on this new tribute to Clive Barker book. So kind of like Midian Unmade or the Hellbound Hearts, right? This is a new kind of tribute book to Clive Barker.
Yeah, I think it's coming in 2026. Dell only posted a cover image for the book, which I think might still be a work in progress. And it's called the Le Fantastique, a literary tribute to Clive Barker. It's going to have a bunch of authors that are going to contribute to that already. And there's an open submission if you want to contribute. There's an open horror call for poetry and short story submissions, with a deadline being December 1st, 2025, for being a part of this book. So we've added the links to where you can find out how to do that.
I wonder who the editors are for this.
I think it might have something to do with Jonathan Mayberry. It says here that
Michael H. Hansen and Alex S. Johnson, it says.
There you go. And this is supposed to be published by Nocturnicorn Books, a boutique literary imprint. Their little tagline is, "We invite you to join us in a singular celebration of one of horror and speculative fiction's most revolutionary voices, Clive Barker. He has long stood as a beacon in the realms of horror and fantasy, praised by none other than Stephen King as the future of horror, This anthology seeks to spotlight the groundbreaking and genre-defying narratives that have lifted Barker to iconic status. They're looking for short stories, flash fiction, personal anecdotes, and experimental pieces that channel the spirit, innovation, and dark wonder of Barker's body of work.
Yeah, so they have guidelines for poems that can be no more than 3 pages, flash fiction 1,000 words or less, and short stories between 3,000 and 8,000 words.
Wow. Hey, maybe we should resubmit our Midian Unmade stories. Maybe we can make it to this book. Yeah. Who knows?
See if they
say it. They do say that they will not accept any poems or stories that feature any kind of violence, mental or physical, against children or animals. They will not accept stories that feature rape of any kind on anyone of any age. And as for graphic depictions of sex between consenting adults, they're dealing with this on a case-by-case basis. After all, this is a horror anthology. They also want to know if you're trying to write something that involves Clive Barker properties, to run it by them first. Let them know what you're thinking. If your story or poem purports to be a prequel to, a sequel to, or taking part in the reality of one of Mr. Barker's books or stories, please run your idea by us first via email georgebailey679@gmail.com to confirm whether or not someone else has claimed that slot. It says we will not be allowing more than one author to create such a tribute to a specific book or story. So before you waste your time writing a masterpiece set in the particular Barker venue, get our permission first, because yes, some specific tribute stories have already been submitted and accepted to date. And if they receive a poem or tale in the Barker setting and they already received and accepted someone else's take on the same work, then your submission will be summarily deleted. Makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, there it is. It's a short notice, right, to get this in. It's by December 1st. So if you've got enough time,
this, it's like 8 days to go.
Yeah, that hasn't gone anywhere yet, give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this.
Yeah.
Might be some interesting voices and some of the names on the covers that look like they're the authors that have already been invited. Some of them are people like Ellen Mabey, Jonathan Mayberry, Paul M. Salmon, Michael Colangelo, Neko Lilly, Sephora Giron, and many more.
Well, and we like know Delhausen has a story in there, like we just
mentioned. Del, the Tingler.
So our next one, Karmel Knipprath, that we've previously talked to with Dr. Sorcha Kneeline, she is going through some stuff. This is kind of a call to help her out on her brain tumor recovery fund.
That's right.
This is rough, man. That's a tough thing to have to go through. She's so young. But yeah, we've got a link on there to help her out if you remember the episode we had with her, or, you know, all the cool stuff she's done in the literary world for Clive Barker.
She featured in our episode 441, where we discussed the power of imagination with Sorcha Kneeline and Karmel Knipprath. That was one of the segments that was created especially for the Quartet of Torment box, I believe.
Yes, right, exactly.
Yeah. And Carmel, she's a student at the Manchester Metropolitan University, the MMU, and she's worked on a PhD entitled Always Worlds Within Worlds, Clive Barker's Transmedial Gothic from 1978 to present for the Manchester Center for Gothic Studies under Sorcha Kneeline as her advisor, I believe. So she has a GoFundMe, and she says that she needs some assistance to travel to Beaumont Hospital in Dublin to have life-saving surgery because she has a glioma, a type of brain tumor that worsens over time. So if you hear this, this is a good call to action to help someone who's done a lot and who's a great person, who is a friend of the podcast, and we wish her all the best in her recovery.
Yeah. Hope that you get through it here as quick as possible, Karmel.
Yeah, wishing you the best, Karmel, and fuck cancer.
Yeah. In our big story, right, this is the one that kind of prompted us that, like, hey, we better say something about this. It's all over the internet everywhere.
Yes.
There's a new trailer, a gameplay trailer for Hellraiser Revival.
They released a trailer that is kind of short, but it's supposed to show some of the gameplay for Hellraiser Revival.
Yeah.
From what I could see, it looked pretty interesting. We see combat. We see Butterball makes an appearance, right?
Yeah, and he's like licking something.
Yeah, he's licking a corpse or something. Some flesh.
And there's some kind of an orgy with these cultists, and mixed in with scenes of like things that look like they're still alive, but they should be dead, and just twisted and tortured creatures. Pinhead is narrating the whole thing, talking to our main character about, hey, you're just going to keep going. Basically, you're going to keep going deeper and deeper and seeing worse and worse things. And as you make your way into hell, and you'll never be the same. And that, that's paraphrasing, but that's kind of the gist I get from it.
Right. So we get to see different settings like nightclubs, rooms, corpses that point the way. I'm guessing inside the labyrinth. We see tortured souls that we are shooting at in the game. So there's going to be guns. Looks like a lot of melee weapons as well, like sticks and maces and things that you can hit cultists and Cenobites alike.
There was a scene where they dropped down into this room that was dark and had to turn on a flashlight, and there were all these writhing corpses everywhere. That looks scary as crap. I was seeing that. I'm like, oh, man.
I know.
I have surround sound set up on my PlayStation, and so that's, and I've got a widescreen TV, and I'll be like, that's going to just scare the crap out of me.
That's going to be very immersive.
Yeah.
There's a scene where you're sneaking up behind what is like a Cenobite or a cultist in leather gear, and you take him down. There's a takedown animation, so there's definitely going to be stealth mechanics on that and takedowns. It shows you
let you save your game often.
Sure. It shows you grabbing the Genesis configuration off of a stand. There's even like a section where it looks like you're on a moving platform with like traps, and the walls both have spikes on either side. It almost
there
looks
were like these blades that come sliding out of the wall like a pendulum that's horizontal.
That's right.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a Portal puzzle or something. Like you might have to jump and do some platforming. So I don't know how that's.
It was in the labyrinth, but it's hard to know. I mean, there were a lot of quick cuts of things.
That's right. I'll have to go through this and take some screenshots because there's like images that flash for just maybe half a second.
Yeah.
One of them, I was able to take a picture. It looks like a monster whose head is just a big spiral of like cables coming out. So,
can you send that to me? Maybe we can use it for the cover of this.
Sure. Yeah, I'll send it to you. The voice of Doug Bradley, is narrating all that stuff with some effects that are a little different from what we're used to hearing in the Hellraiser movies.
It's like an exaggerated version of kind of the way his voice was amplified or reverberated.
They're still putting out new material, and the people at the Hellraiser Revival Discord server did a reaction video, with Crawley.
Yeah, Crawley that we had on our episode. He did a reaction video, so he was watching it for the first time. Yeah, it was pretty cool. You could tell he was genuinely shocked by some of the stuff, not expecting that, it was like, my God, there's guns, kind of.
Yeah. There's like a shotgun or something that we see the player shoot at the monsters. Yeah, I wish I could have seen a little more gameplay. This gameplay looks a little more like cutscene-y, but it's exciting. What I've seen does match up with the main elements of what we consider to be Hellraiser, right? The labyrinth, the box, a lot of tortured souls, a lot of creepy, scary stuff, and hacking into a corpse or something. Flesh everywhere. It looks very cool.
M-rated, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Yes. Yeah. This is not something Joel's going to be playing.
No. As more news of this comes out, I was really hoping if there was a new trailer that they would say the release date at the end, and they didn't. But, hopefully we'll get that soon.
Might be coming out in a few months. Who knows? So I don't think they're going to put this out on Christmas. Otherwise, they would already be putting out a date or something. So I would say definitely coming out in 2026.
Hopefully not Halloween 2026. That's a long time from now.
Oh, yeah. That would be 11 months away. Yeah. That would be
and everybody already got pre-orders like way back in, July? Something like that? That would be like a year and a half for pre-orders.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But it's looking good. Yeah. Stealth, takedowns, guns, great visuals, and Doug Bradley. I mean, what else could we expect for a Hellraiser game so far? That's all the elements that make it very interesting.
So coming next, Clive's Contemporary Commentaries, 1973 edition, with Enter the Dragon, which is what everybody voted for. Yeah. And then, dun, 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 rah!
I just love
blood.
What. Yeah, I just love that the opening where you can still see, like in the 70s, like, is that supposed to be like Hong Kong or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, the harbor still with all those traditional boats and all those like temples and stuff.
Yeah.
Things have changed so much since then. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Book Club of Blood will be Rawhead Rex. Portrait Study episode that was, we still haven't started planning for that. We need to do that sometime soon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
And Clive's Contemporaries Commentary, again for 1978, and we're still sort of we've got a big list for that year, so we need to cull that down so we can give you, between 4 and 10 choices to vote on.
Options to vote.
We'll maybe get that done here in the next week or so. And 2025 in review, right? When we get to January, that's where we'll be, is talking about 2025 and all the stuff.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about for sure.
Yeah. I want to talk about Patreon really quick. Patreon is a great way for you to see all kinds of cool stuff. First of all, it helps us out. We just recently had to do a Kickstarter to get ourselves back up to where we could continue on, but our Patreon members also keep us going. We have 3 tiers. We've got one donating where you have access to everything that's on the website, so you can see all of our like Collector's Corner videos, and Jose, you've been doing a lot of blog posts on there.
Yeah, I've stopped a little bit, but I'm getting back to it. I really hope that this week I'll be able to put out the obscure manga of Clive Barker, because that one's almost done.
Oh,
and
now
that I've kicked COVID, I'm just trying to kick bronchitis, and I only have to work next Friday, so I'll have a few days to put that up, and then we can
there was
start
a manga of the Hellbound Heart and some Books of Blood stories, right?
Yeah, including In the Hills of Cities and The Yattering and Jack and a few others. Yes.
Yeah, so that would be cool. And then at the $10 level, you can join us for episodes, talk to us, plan an episode kind of a thing. And then we have the sponsor level. So like we've got Don Bertram's Celebrate Imagination, Ed Martinez's YouTube channel, and the Now Playing podcast are all donating to us at the sponsor level. People who do that get banners on the side and mentioned in every episode. We talk about what you want us to talk about, that kind of thing. So we want to thank our Patreon members that we have so far: David Anderson, Eric Vanderholt, Daniel Elvin, Amanda Stewart, Bradley Gartz, Matthew Batten, Bennett, Jesse, Clara Leslie, Timothy Raymakers, and Terry Murdoch. So thanks, you guys. We really appreciate it. It's been a huge help for us. And for those of you at that $10 level, some of them we have yet to do an episode with you, so contact us. It gives you access to a Discord channel that's specific only to Patreon contributors. Get in touch with me and let me know that's the hardest part, is being able to track down the people who are the contributors on Discord and add them in there. So let me know if you're not in that chat. We want to add you to the Patreon contributors chat. That's it for this episode and this podcast. Having no beginning will have no end. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have subscribed or followed our podcast. You can find the Clive Barker Podcast wherever you find audio. Show notes for this episode, as well as news and reviews, can be found at our website at www.clivebarkercast.com. The Clive Barker Podcast, or BarkerCast, is an independent editorial podcast and blog that's not affiliated with Clive Barker or Seraphim Inc. This is a labor of love by the fans for the fans. You can chat with us on our Facebook BarkerCast listeners group, our Facebook page, Reddit, Blue Sky, or our Discord server. Have you already bought our book? The Barkercast Interviews Occupy Midian, available in Amazon hardcover, Kindle, and Apple Books. Join our Patreon and become a patron to get access to exclusive stuff, pick an episode topic, or maybe join in the discussion. You can also buy a t-shirt in our TeePublic store. Just go to teepublic.com/stores/BarkerCast. Leave a voicemail for us on the SpeakPipe link on our blog and we might put it in the episode. Opening and ending music generously provided by Ray Norrish.
Thanks for listening.